Hello there, this is Don, aka Tattoo Chef, doing a quick video review of the Oris Aquis Diver. I'm going to point out the specs and everything on this real quick, but my main focus of doing this review is I wanted to show the clasp and how this clasp and rubber strap work on here, because I think it's actually a pretty ingenious thing that they've done and the way they've worked it. For the full review and all the specs, many pictures, etc., please go to www.watchfreaks.com, and the link to the review will be in the description here. Real quick here, we got a 42.5 millimeter case, actually from 10 to 4. It is 45 millimeters with the crown. Show you real quick here. You got a nice signed Oris crown. Very nice crown guards here that are screwed, as you can see, screwed into the case. Protect the crown very well. This has a ceramic bezel. You got your date down here at the 6. Pretty nice clean dial. One thing I've noticed with Oris and many of the Oris watches is that they do not actually list the model name on the watch anywhere. So nowhere on this watch, the front, the back, the case, etc., does it say Aquis. But you'll see the reference of model numbers on the case back on the strap. The lume on this is white, but it glows blue. The markers are white, the lume glows blue. And it is BGW9 lume. It glows very bright. Again, you could see the full pictures at watchfreaks.com. As I said, it is a ceramic bezel. So it's, you know, it's not scratch proof, but it's as close as you're gonna get. Nice black dial. If I can get a close up here, you could see that it has a nice texture to the dial, just a very light texture. Steel hands and steel applied hour markers. Show you a case back shot here real quick. There you go. You have your Oris high mech rotor. They're famous for the the red rotor on this, and it is a modified SW200 movement. Rubber strap is signed with the Oris name and branded on both sides of the strap. And I mean, for the most part, that is really what I wanted to show as far as the watch on the video here, as far as the case and everything. What I really want to focus on now is this clasp. Let me put this around. Now, why do I want to do a video review, and go in depth about the clasp? Well, over the years, Oris is really, in my opinion, maybe nobody else's, but in my opinion, they've really upped their game when it comes to their clasps. Many years ago, I remember when the first Oris TT1 divers came out on the rubber, especially. The clasp was a pretty generic standard clasp. You had to cut the rubber strap. A couple years later, they came out with an updated version. You still had to cut the strap, but the clasp was a little bit better, had some micros on it. This, in my opinion, is super high-end, and details like this are, to me, what make you want to spend more money for the watch. This watch retail price, I want to say, on this is about $15.95. You can find them sometimes online, non-ADs, for around $11.50. But retail is about $1,600 on these. Now, the strap attaches to the clasp with lug screws here. Now, the one thing is these screws are embedded in there. I mean, you definitely have to have the right tools, the right size screwdriver, the right thickness screwdriver. Magnetic screwdrivers would probably work best because they are in there and you don't want to strip them. I had noticed when I got the watch that if you look at it here, I'll show you. Now here's the watch the way you would have it on your wrist if you're left-handed. Okay, you'd put it on this way. Well, when you look and you flip up to the clasp, this is reversed. So what I thought is that the whole strap itself was reversed. It was put on the wrong way. Come to find out after going to an AD and talking to them that it is on the right way. Technically it's reversed, I guess, in the way that we're used to putting it on. But that is the Switzerland way of doing it. And technically the way they do it is because now you have to flip it up here instead of, flipping it up and going this way, is actually better because now you're not risking it ever popping open by accident. Not that it will. This locks very securely, but normally you would flip open from here, and sometimes you can catch it on things. You catch it on car doors. Walking into sometimes depending on what you're doing, you can just catch the watch on something. Now, because of the clasp being here, it's very rare that you're going to ever catch it on something and maybe give it the chance to jar open. So, first things first, we'll show you. Now, it unlocks here, push button, and it opens up. You got your nice dual deployment, little perlage work right here. Okay, now, comes in here like a lot of the standard, dual deployments that you would see on rubber or leather straps. The pin connects under here, the prong connects under here, and you could size that part to your wrist. Now, here's where it gets interesting, is with the clasp. Now, as I said, in the past you used to had to have cut a strap. Now you do not have to cut the strap. Basically, this will fit, pretty much up to a 9.5 inch wrist, and also is what we are commonly used to on a dive clasp, like the micro adjustments for the bracelet, is basically what they built in here for the clasp. And what you do is you push it in, and there you go. You could extend it all the ways out. Okay. Give yourself a bunch of room, and then you could just slide it in. Sorry, I apologize for the shakiness. It's hard to do this while I'm trying to keep it steady for the video, but there you go. And it locks into place. So now, not only do you get to size it over here on this side, but now you can adjust it any way you want to get a perfect fit. Also, this is obviously like a dive extension. You can make it, get it over a dive wetsuit. And then once you strap it on, this part here actually folds underneath and lays on the underside of your wrist. This snaps in place. And now you're ready to set and go and wear your watch. This, when you snap it into place, sometimes you got to actually make sure you snap it twice because you're talking between the rubber strap and the clasp. We're talking like 10 millimeters of thickness here. So, you sometimes you got to just make sure you snap it. You actually snapped it into place. Once this snaps in, I'll show you with pressure here. Once that snaps in, unless you push these buttons, you're not going to get it to open up. So that is, please excuse my fingerprints that are now all over it, but as you can see, it is high polished in the middle here. The sides are brushed and the middle is high polished. But there is the Oris Aquis Diver clasp. Like I said, I do think it probably one of the best clasps I've ever seen on a watch, especially for anything that's ever been on a strap. And it's extremely, not only does it look great, and it's extremely comfortable on the wrist, but it's also very, very adjustable, whether you got a small wrist, a big wrist, you want to put it over a dive suit. Really it is one of the best clasps I've seen. So there you go. There's my quick review of the Oris Aquis Diver. Real quick again, 42.5 millimeter, black bezel, BGW9 lume, ceramic bezel. There's a quick shot of the case again, and we got the crown side again. And there you go. Again, the full review, all the pics, all the links, all the specs, everything, pictures, information, my pros, my cons, and pretty much, my opinion on the overall watch can be found at www.untitled www.watchfreaks.com, and the full link to the review will be in the description here of the video. Thank you very much for checking out my video. Have a good day.